Forget million-dollar supercars. Some old tractors are selling for even more than you'd believe. From farm fields to auction houses, these machines went from plowing dirt to commanding six-figure price tags. In today's video, we're counting down 10 vintage tractors that were once everyday workhorses but are now worth a fortune. Trust me, number 9 will blow your mind because it's rarer than most classic Ferraris. Let's dive in. Number 1. John Deere Model A B Series. When you think of American farming, chances are the image that pops into your head is a John Deere painted in its famous green and yellow colors. Among the company's most iconic machines were the Model A and Model B tractors. Produced from the late 1930s, these tractors became the backbone of family farms during an era when agriculture was transforming rapidly, moving from horse-drawn plows to mechanized equipment. The John Deere Model A was introduced in 1934 and quickly became popular for its rugged build and reliable two-cylinder engine. It was big enough to handle medium to large farms, yet still affordable for family operations. The Model B, introduced in 1935, was a smaller, lighter version that appealed to smaller farms and is remembered fondly for its versatility and efficiency. Both tractors embodied Deere's philosophy of making durable, straightforward machines that could run for decades with minimal maintenance. Today, these tractors are collectors' favorites because of their historical significance, simplicity of mechanics, and undeniable nostalgic value. Early production runs with rare features, like all-fuel engines or narrow front designs, command high prices at auctions. Some restored examples have sold for $15,000, while rare versions or museum-quality restorations have reached over $40,000. What makes them even more valuable is the emotional connection. Many collectors grew up seeing these tractors on their family farms. Owning and restoring one is like preserving a piece of family and American history. Enthusiast clubs, parts availability, and tractor shows also help keep demand high. The Model A and B aren't just machines, they're symbols of resilience and progress, which is why their value continues to climb in the vintage market. Number 2. Fordson Model F and Ford N series. The Fordson Model F, introduced in 1917, was the world's first truly mass-produced tractor, and it completely revolutionized farming. Before the Model F, tractors were expensive, bulky, and often impractical for small farms. Henry Ford used the same principles that made the Model T affordable for families: mass production, efficient design, and low cost, and applied them to tractors. By 1920, the Fordson F had sold in the hundreds of thousands, allowing small farms to mechanize for the first time. The Model F used a 4-cylinder engine producing about 20 horsepower, simple planetary transmission, and steel wheels. It wasn't flashy, but it was rugged and dependable. For many families, the Model F represented freedom from the backbreaking labor of horse-drawn plowing. Its affordability and availability cemented its place in history. Later, Ford continued to innovate with the N-Series tractors 9N, 2N, and 8N, starting in 1939. These tractors introduced the groundbreaking 3-point hitch system, developed in partnership with Ferguson. This hitch system, now standard on tractors worldwide, allowed for better control of mounted implements, improving efficiency and safety. The Ford 8N, in particular, became one of the best-selling tractors of all time and remains a beloved classic. For collectors today, both the Fordson F and the N-Series models are extremely desirable. Early Model Fs with original parts, steel wheels, or unique configurations are rare survivors and can fetch $20,000 depending on condition. Similarly, pristine Ford 8Ns with original Ferguson hitches and correct decals often sell in the $15,000 range, with exceptional examples bringing more. Their value lies not just in rarity, but in their historical importance. Owning a Fordson or an 8N is like holding a piece of the agricultural revolution in your garage. Collectors love them because they represent both innovation and nostalgia, tractors that made farming accessible to the everyman. Number 3. Ferguson TE20, Little Grey Fergie. The Ferguson TE20, affectionately nicknamed the Little Grey Fergie, is one of the most beloved tractors in history. Built in Coventry, England from 1946 to 1956, it quickly became famous worldwide for its practicality and groundbreaking engineering. The TE20 was compact, light, and easy to maintain, yet it packed enough power to handle everyday farm jobs with ease. Its most revolutionary feature was the 3-point linkage system, which allowed implements to be attached more securely and operate more efficiently. Harry Ferguson, the visionary behind this tractor, designed it specifically to help small farmers increase productivity. The TE20's versatility was astonishing. With the right attachments, it could plow fields, mow grass, dig ditches, and haul loads. It became the perfect all-rounder. Farmers loved its reliability, and because it was smaller and more affordable than many competitors, it became an international success, exported to more than 60 countries. Today, the TE20 enjoys near-mythical status among collectors. It's not just about owning an old tractor. It's about owning a symbol of agricultural progress. Many are preserved in museums, and enthusiasts around the world maintain Ferguson clubs dedicated to restoring and showcasing these tractors. Original TE20s with intact engines, hydraulics, and paintwork can sell for $15,000 to $25,000, while rare variants or those with complete sets of Ferguson implements can fetch more. The tractor's legacy extends beyond farming. It even played a role in Antarctic expeditions during the 1950s, proving its durability in extreme conditions. That story alone adds to its appeal and mystique. For collectors, the TE20 represents a golden age of agricultural engineering, simple, ingenious, and reliable. That's why the little gray Fergie isn't just a machine, it's a piece of history that collectors are willing to pay a fortune for. Number 4. Lanz Bulldog. The Lanz Bulldog is one of the most iconic tractors ever built in Europe, and its uniqueness lies in its engine design. Manufactured in Germany starting in the 1920s, the Bulldog used a massive single-cylinder hot bulb engine that made a deep, rhythmic thudding noise when running. Farmers joked that you could hear a Lanz Bulldog working from miles away. The design was simple but incredibly durable. With only one cylinder and very few moving parts, it could run on almost any fuel, from diesel to crude oil, making it versatile in difficult times like the Depression and World War II. The Bulldog was not just tough, it was adaptable. Its basic but ingenious engineering allowed it to work in a wide variety of conditions across Europe, from small family farms to large estates. Many farmers valued the tractor because it could be repaired with basic tools, and replacement parts were straightforward to manufacture. This ruggedness meant thousands of Bulldogs survived decades of heavy work, but very few remain in original condition today, which is why collectors prize them so highly. Today, surviving Lanz Bulldogs are worth a small fortune. Restored models can sell for $30,000, while rare pre-war versions or unusual factory configurations have been known to fetch over $100,000 at European auctions. Their distinctive look, huge flywheel, tall exhaust, and massive single-cylinder block makes them a centerpiece in any vintage tractor collection. Collectors love the Bulldog because it represents an era of simplicity and resilience in farming technology. It's also a tractor with personality. The way it starts with a blowtorch preheating the engine and the unmistakable sound it makes sets it apart from anything else. For these reasons, the Lanz Bulldog has moved from being a workhorse of the past to one of the most desirable collectibles in the vintage tractor world. Number 5. Porsche-Diesel. When most people think of Porsche, they imagine sleek sports cars racing down the Autobahn. But in the 1950s and 1960s, Porsche also produced tractors under the Porsche-Diesel brand. These machines were small, elegant, and surprisingly advanced for their time. Models like the Junior, Standard, and Super series were built with air-cooled diesel engines, a technology Porsche perfected in its automotive work. These tractors were efficient, reliable, and compact, making them perfect for smaller European farms, vineyards, and orchards. What makes Porsche tractors so collectible today is the prestige of the Porsche name combined with rarity. Unlike companies like John Deere or Ford, Porsche's tractor division was never a huge operation. Production numbers were relatively low, and many tractors were scrapped or heavily used over the decades. As a result, surviving examples, especially those in good condition, are scarce. Collectors are drawn to the Porsche-Diesel, not only because it's a functional tractor, but also because it carries the aura of the Porsche brand. For many luxury car collectors, a Porsche-Diesel is the perfect companion piece to a Porsche 356 or early 911. At tractor shows, these bright red machines stand out, instantly drawing attention. Values have soared in recent years. Restored Porsche-Diesel Juniors often sell for $20,000, while the larger supermodels can command $40,000 depending on condition. Exceptional restorations, especially those with factory-correct paint and decals, sometimes go for even more. Beyond their monetary value, Porsche tractors embody a fascinating chapter in Porsche's history. They remind us that the company wasn't only about luxury cars, but also about practical engineering solutions for everyday people. For collectors, that makes a Porsche Diesel much more than just a farm machine. It's a rare crossover between the worlds of agriculture and high-end automotive history. Number 6. International Harvester Farmall Cub and Super Series. The Farmall Cub and Super Series tractors from International Harvester are among the most recognizable American tractors ever built. Produced between the late 1940s and 1960s, these machines were part of the famous Farmall line, which helped define row crop farming in the U.S. The Farmall Cub was the smallest in the series, specifically designed for small acreage farms, truck patches, and gardens. Its compact size made it easy to maneuver, and it quickly became a favorite among family farmers. The Farmall Super Series, on the other hand, was larger and more powerful, designed for row crops on medium to large farms. These tractors featured more advanced engines, higher horsepower ratings, and greater adaptability with a wide variety of implements. The Farmall stood out because of their bright red paint, innovative styling, and forward-thinking engineering. For instance, they offered adjustable wheel spacing and excellent operator visibility, making them ideal for cultivating row crops. Collectors today love these tractors for their nostalgic appeal and distinctive looks. The Farmall Cub, with its small size and charm, is often considered a starter collectible for new enthusiasts. Many Cubs were passed down through families, so tractors with documented histories are especially prized. The larger Super Series tractors, meanwhile, attract serious collectors who want to showcase the evolution of farming technology. Values vary, but restored Farmall Cubs often sell for $10,000, while Super Series tractors in top condition can command $20,000. Rare versions, such as those with unique attachments or limited production runs, can bring even higher prices at auctions. What truly makes Farmalls valuable, though, is their emotional connection. For many people, these tractors represent the heart of mid-century American farming. Their iconic red color, simple mechanics, and dependable service mean they will always be cherished both in fields and in collections. Number 7. Massey Ferguson 35. The Massey Ferguson 35, introduced in 1956, is one of the most celebrated tractors of the post-war period. Known simply as the MF35, it quickly earned a reputation as a durable, versatile, and affordable machine. Its design was based on Harry Ferguson's earlier ideas but brought into a modern package with the newly merged Massey Ferguson company. The MF35 became a worldwide success, selling in large numbers and becoming a symbol of reliable farming in the mid-20th century. What made the MF35 so special was its practical engineering. Equipped with either a Perkins diesel engine or a standard motor company gasoline engine, it delivered between 30 to 40 horsepower, enough for a wide range of tasks. The tractor's hydraulic three-point hitch was robust and adaptable, allowing it to use a wide range of implements, plows, mowers, loaders, and more. Farmers across Europe, North America, Africa, and Asia relied on it to get work done, and many are still in use today. Collectors prize the MF35 because of its historical importance and global reach. Rare versions, such as early serial number models, diesel variants, or those with unusual factory options, are especially sought after. Tractors that have been meticulously restored with original decals, paint, and implements can fetch $15,000 to $25,000, with exceptional examples reaching higher. The MF35's global popularity also adds to its collectability. In many countries, these tractors represent the dawn of modern agriculture. For collectors, owning an MF35 is like owning a machine that helped feed nations and build economies. Their combination of reliability, historical significance, and international recognition makes them a valuable addition to any vintage tractor collection. Number 8. Case Vac. The Case Vac and its siblings from the 1930s through 1950s hold a special place in tractor history. Case was one of the oldest agricultural machinery manufacturers in America, dating back to the 19th century, and by the mid-20th century, they were producing tractors that blended heavy-duty strength with practical features. The Case Vake was a small, affordable row crop tractor introduced in 1942 and quickly became popular for its ruggedness and reliability. The Vake featured a 4-cylinder gasoline engine producing about 18 to 20 horsepower. While modest by modern standards, it was plenty for cultivating row crops, hauling wagons, and general farm work. Its simple mechanics made it easy to maintain, and its distinctive orange paint made it stand out in fields. The Vake also had an excellent reputation for longevity, with many surviving tractors still in working order decades later. Collectors today admire the Case Vake for its charm and accessibility. It is often considered a gateway tractor for new collectors, but rare variants or tractors with original factory equipment can command surprisingly high prices. Early production models, tractors with unique implements, or survivors in unrestored but original condition are especially valuable. Restored Case Vakes often sell for $8,000, $15,000, while rarer Case tractors from the same era, like larger DC or LA models, can reach $25,000. The appeal of Case tractors lies in their rugged build and industrial heritage. They are tractors with character, big flywheels, heavy frames, and a design that speaks of an era when machinery was built to last. For collectors, owning a Case Vake or similar model is like owning a piece of American industrial pride, and for that reason, their value in the vintage market continues to climb. Number 9. Oliver Super 8080. In the 1950s, the Oliver Super 88 became known as a premium tractor that combined power, comfort, and advanced design, manufactured between 1954 and 1958. The Super 88 represented the evolution of Oliver's row crop tractors and was aimed at medium to large farms. With its powerful 6-cylinder engine producing up to 55 horsepower, it was more than capable of handling heavy field work. But Oliver also emphasized comfort and style, giving the Super 88 an almost automobile-like appeal compared to its competitors. The Super 88 was available in gasoline, diesel, and LP gas versions, which makes certain variants rarer and more collectible today. It featured improved hydraulics, a stronger frame, and a distinctive two-tone green paint job with bold striping, making it one of the most attractive tractors of its era. Farmers who bought an Oliver Super 88 often saw it as a step up, a status symbol that showed they were investing in the future. For collectors today, the Oliver Super 88 is highly desirable because of its rarity and prestige. Restored examples often sell for $15,000, with rarer diesel versions or limited production runs fetching even higher amounts. Collectors particularly value tractors with factory original parts, early serial numbers, or complete sets of matching implements. The Super 88's appeal lies not only in its power, but also in its design. At vintage shows, it turns heads with its sleek styling and distinctive paint scheme. It represents an era when farming machines were not just tools, but statements of progress and prosperity. That combination of functionality, beauty, and rarity makes the Oliver Super 88 one of the most valuable vintage tractors in the market today. Number 10. Minneapolis-Moline UDLX Comfortractor. If there's one vintage tractor that perfectly blends rarity, innovation, and collector appeal, it's the Minneapolis-Moline UDLX Comfortractor. Introduced in 1938, the UDLX was unlike anything farmers had ever seen before. At a time when tractors were strictly utilitarian machines, Minneapolis-Moline dared to create a tractor that doubled as a luxury vehicle. The UDLX featured a fully enclosed cab with automotive-style comforts, a heater, radio, electric starter, headlights, windshield wipers, and even a speedometer. It was capable of reaching 40 mph on the road, which meant farmers could drive it to town as well as use it in the field. The idea was revolutionary, but it was also ahead of its time. Farmers in the late 1930s weren't ready to pay extra for comfort when they were struggling with the Great Depression. The UDLX cost nearly $2,000, more than a new car, and far more than a regular tractor. As a result, very few were sold. Production stopped in 1941 after only about 150 units were built. Today, the UDLX is considered the holy grail of vintage tractors. Because of its rarity and unusual design, collectors will pay astonishing sums for one. Restored examples have sold at auctions for $200,000, and museum-quality UDLXs with original parts can command even more. Its rarity means that every time one surfaces, it attracts worldwide attention from collectors and enthusiasts alike. What makes the UDLX so special isn't just its scarcity, it's the bold vision it represented. Minneapolis-Moline imagined a tractor that could bridge the gap between farm work and modern lifestyle. Although it failed commercially, it has become a legend in tractor history. Owning a UDLX today isn't just about having a tractor, it's about owning one of the rarest and most futuristic machines ever built for farming. So there you have it. 10 vintage tractors that turned from rusty farm relics into collector's treasures worth a fortune. Which one surprised you the most? Would you ever pay 6 figures for a tractor? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another deep dive into the world's most incredible machines. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.